Other interesting cultural news, you have a man jailed for having the audacity of having free speech. The First Amendment continues to die yet again. Now, it looks like this man is by the name of Owen Schreiber, and he's a journalist, and he's now being sentenced to 2 months in federal prison for that crime of free speech. Now, it's one of those fascinating things where I can't help but think his background has a lot to do with why they're going after him. He happens to be one of the other news reporters on InfoWars, which is famously owned by, I was going to say, drumroll, everyone should know this by now, Alex Jones, who was sued for trillions of dollars. Probably, again, the audacity of having a controversial opinion on free speech. Don't get me wrong, a lot of things he says is quite unusual and concerning, although it's even more concerning when sometimes conspiracy theories turn out to be true. But one of those instances where I still believe everyone should have the right to free speech, an opinion that used to be universally shared by all Americans. But unfortunately, times are somewhat changing. Now, it looks like Owen Schreiber, although he never called for violence, but because he expressed ideals and made some people angry, the government said he was responsible for, quote, stoking the flames, unquote, in regard to January 6th. Apparently, so he did not go into the Capitol, but he was on the outskirts. Even though he told people not to go in there, because he thought it was a Fed job, so to say, or an instance where it was organized and or executed by the federal government themselves, he was concerned that most people would actually be politically prosecuted, which turns out to be true. And it looks like he'd been battling this for 2 years before accepting his plea deal. So he's being sent to jail because of the First Amendment. And again, I'm not agreeing with everything he says. I'm not agreeing with his actions. I'm just saying, does it seem fair at all? Does the First Amendment even exist anymore? It's fascinating. Do you think, will Maxine Waters ever get charged? She's a famous politician who actually venomously encourages people to cause a ruckus, so to say. And it's fascinating from a cultural perspective. In the United States, you could cause $2 billion in damages, destroy cities, kill about 33 people with all the riots, and not hardly have any consequences. Quite the antithesis, actually. The government bailed them out of jail. Kamala Harris set up a whole fund where people could donate, and they would bail people out of jail. Fascinating to say the least, or perhaps more accurately, a word would be concerning. Let me know, do you think this is politically motivated? Was this ruling in any way apolitical? I certainly don't think so, but it's one of those instances where, unfortunately, I don't think the Bill of Rights is really believed in by some people anymore. Perhaps the times shall change. I certainly hope they do, but we shall see. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September, so you click that button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment. The feedback is greatly appreciated, whether it's your experience working on the UAW assembly line for the new Corvette, or if you're a GM manager struggling to maintain a budget with his negotiations. Whatever your experience is, I appreciate the input as it gives more information out, able to shape the stories even better, more accurately. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.